Hi everybody, this is Dr. Glenn. I'm the clinical director for the Carroll Institute. Over the past few weeks, a lot of patients, family, friends have been asking me, are there other things that we can be doing other than what we're being told through the media to help to mitigate the possibility of us catching the coronavirus? Before I go into those things, let me say this first. Over the next 6 months to a year, there's going to be a lot of people actually get exposed to the virus, and most of you will never even have symptoms. How you respond when you're exposed is very dependent upon the state of your immune system, which is why what we're seeing right now is certain segments of our population are very vulnerable because those people tend to have vulnerable immune systems. A lot of my patients come to me with autoimmune diseases and things like that, and by definition, you have a compromised immune system. A lot of my patients have cognitive issues. You would also have a tendency towards immune system issues. So what I want to talk about for the next just a few minutes is the impact of inflammation on your immune resilience. Your body has two inflammatory systems, so to speak. You have an anti-inflammatory system and you have a pro-inflammatory system, and both serve vital protective roles. Ideally, they need to operate in balance with one another. When you have an infection, say, such as from this virus, your pro-inflammatory system activates to kill the virus. Then the anti-inflammatory system comes in afterwards to support your recovery from the virus. However, what we have is a population that is chronically inflamed, and we're going to talk about some of the reasons for that and what you can do about that. Many things can promote chronic inflammation, the primary being diet. Too much carbohydrate, gluten, and dairy are big inflammatory agents. There's a lot of other things such as chemical exposure, molds, stress, various things like that. Chronic inflammation impairs the ability of your immune system to respond appropriately to pathogens such as virus. What does that mean? If your immune system responds appropriately, then you develop antibodies that take care of whatever it is that's attacking you. There's a concept called allostatic load. This is especially important when we're talking about immune system. You think of your body's immune system like a bucket that has to deal with your environment. The more things that are in your bucket, the less capacity you have to deal with more things. So what we want to do is anything that will help to decrease the amount of stuff in our bucket or lower our inflammation level. You don't talk about sleep a lot relative to the immune system, but sleep is probably the single most important thing that you can do. Seriously, you have to be getting good quality sleep. Just because a lot of us are not going into the offices or getting up and taking the kids to school or whatever it is we normally do in our routine, this is not a time for us to start staying up late and changing our sleep patterns. What you want to do is still stay pretty close to the routine that you normally live with, so that your circadian rhythm remains the same, your cortisol production stays the same, and so forth. This is not a time to start staying up late and binge watching and things like that. So stay pretty close to your normal pattern. It will really make a difference in the end. You know, sleep is when your body repairs. It's what I call takes out the trash. You've got to give your body a chance to repair and clean things up before you move on to the next day. Another powerful thing that you can do is diet. There's just a few topics here that I want to touch on. One thing that you want to certainly avoid is concentrated and processed sugars, candy bars, desserts, fruit juices. You know, we all grew up thinking drinking orange juice was good for us. There's a lot of sugar in that. When you think the word sugar or carbohydrate, I want you to think inflammation. The next thing I want you to do is eat plenty of foods that are high in antioxidants and flavonoids. Now, what does that mean? Well, think of it like this. The color of food is part of that. So you want to just think of eating a wide variety of colors. The thing that you have to watch out for here is staying away from fruits that are very high in sugar. Bananas, grapes, things like this. super high in sugar and carbohydrates. Those are inflammatory foods. We want to be moving much more towards different colors of vegetables and things like that instead of towards the fruit. You want to eat a wide variety or diversity of vegetables because that is where your microbiome, your gut bacteria, that's where you get the diversity of your gut bacteria, and that's the first line of your immune system, and that's the first line of your defense. The last thing that I want to touch on here is we want to stay away from inflammatory foods in general, which means it's time to bring the carbohydrates down and get those things way low. My preference is certainly carbohydrate intake should be less than 40 to 50 grams per day. Now, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, this is going to be pretty difficult, but I'm going to encourage you, you need to be eating good quality fat and protein. Fat and protein is what we are. We're not a carbohydrate. So if there was ever a time to go keto, it's now. You need to bring those grains, potatoes, sweet fruits and things like that. It's time to take those out of the diet because they will ramp up your inflammatory response. Something we don't normally think of in terms of our immune system, but that's hydration. Make sure that you're getting plenty of water, at least 50 to 60 ounces of water per day, in addition to any coffee or tea or anything like that that you might be drinking. Also, keep the alcohol under control. You know, a couple of servings a day is not a problem, but just because we're staying up late and doing all this stuff, it's not a time to be over drinking. I want to encourage you to get outside. You might have to do it by yourself, not in crowds, I understand, but you need to be doing some physical exercise because the movement of your muscles, along with raising your heart rate, helps to move not only your blood, but also your lymphatic system. You move that lymph around, it helps to clean things out. You know, when you get the flu or something like that and you feel sore right in here and those lymph nodes get sore, that's telling you that lymph needs to move, and that's part of how you keep that immune system working. A couple of other things I want to touch on here, and that is be careful not to binge watch the news. You know, we all want to know what's going on, but it's not changing that fast. Limit your amount of exposure to things that are stressful. And what you may want to do is watch some comedies and things like that, because crying and laughing both help to produce opioids and those sort of things. They make you feel good and so forth. Be careful not to just get yourself focused on watching the news and everything, because that can be very stressful and that's not good for your immune system. Now, what I want to talk to you also about is I've put together a couple of supplement protocols. One is a basic protocol that covers all the bases, and then there is an advanced protocol. And either one of those are great ways to be supporting your immune system. And what I'm going to show you, we're going to move on into a little clip that I did, which will show you how we can go into the store at Apex. Many of you who've been patients over the years, you know that I use a lot of Apex products because there are just a few companies in the world that are top shelf, and that's one of them. So what we've done is we've gone in and we've made an agreement with Apex where we can give you a 20% discount, and your first shipping on your first order will be free. So we're going to walk you through how to do that. So you'll see here in the email that you got, right here, there is a listing of the supplements that I have put together for you. There's the basic protocol, and that includes these things right here. That has to do with vitamin D, glutathione, a supplement that is specifically designed to boost the immune system and lower inflammation and support methylation. The advanced protocol includes a couple of other things. Both of them will work very well. The advanced is a great way to go. If you can, and I'm going to take you over now to the website and show you how to get into that. All right, so to access our store, what you're going to do is you're going to type in MYHCPSTORE, you can see it's auto-filling there, .com, okay? And you're going to go there, and you'll come to a page that looks like this. And you're going to go right here, because this will be the first time that you've been here, and you're going to type in Dr. Glenn. And it will take you, first of all, it will show you this information here so that you know that you're in the right place. Click the enter button, and it will take you to a page like this. Now, you'll come to this page because you haven't logged in before. And at this point, you can go one of two directions. You can either go up here and go ahead and create an account, or you can shop first and fill in the information here and use the code number for each product rather than the name. That way you'll make sure you get the correct quantity and so forth. And once you put your shopping cart together, then you can check out and you'll be able to create your account there. Either way you go is just fine. When you put all of that together, we have arranged with Apex to give a 20% discount to all of our patients that want to come in and do this. And also your first order, the shipping is free. So go ahead and get the things that you need and practice the other things that we've talked about, the sleep, the social distancing, so on and so forth. If you have any questions, just get in touch with us at the office. And we'll be happy to help you out. So stay safe, and we'll see you soon.